There's a drought in the underground media space due to content creators and bloggers being afraid of being demonetized, being shadow banned, or worse, losing their platforms. But that changes with woke pop culture. I'm your host T, and I'm dedicated to bringing my audience the real, unfiltered content that they seek and deserve. So if you were looking for a lot more than just celebrity gossip, then please check out popcultureconspiracy.com or my podcast, Woke Pop Culture, for content pertaining to truth, occult decodes, and things that's going on in the world around us today. Now let's move on to the Met Gala. What you're really here for. Okay, I want to start off with a whole agenda with the Met Gala this year is, again, gender swapping. You know, the theme is supposed to be super fine tailoring, and it's supposed to be, you know, about Black people and, you know, specifically fashion icon Leon Talley, who was working with Anna Wintour over there at Vogue, and he just was a complete white supremacist in his own right. And he was just, you know, really a victim of the fashion industry, but really a victim of his own self, a victim of his own mindset. Because Leon Talley, I didn't know, was the whatchamacallit. He used to be the editor of, I think, Ebony or Jet. I'm gonna look this up. But instead of like staying there and making it, you know, legit, yes, he was the former Ebony fashion editor. And I get it. He may not have wanted to stay at Ebony because maybe they didn't have the same resources that Vogue had, but it's not like Vogue had resources but wasn't giving him anything. He went to a HBCU only to end up, you know what I mean, like in the fucking shackles of Anna Wintour. And I just feel like he had the opportunity to turn Ebony or another magazine or even his own magazine into something really big. But he chose to be a fucking fashion puppet. He chose his position. And I know that it is, you know, sad and y'all don't want to hear that. But it's too many Black people who cry about not being accepted into spaces that don't want them. They don't want to do anything for their own brand. They don't want to do anything for Black-owned brands. They're so quick to sell out to what they think is better in the white community, and the white community still doesn't want to accept them, doesn't want to embrace them, doesn't want to celebrate them, doesn't want to give them the things that they deserve. So it's just like, you know why they don't want to give you that? Because you don't think that you deserve it. You don't. This is why Kanye has had so much, you know, struggle in fashion, because he was like begging to be accepted. And it's like, they don't want your Black ass over there. But yet you keep thinking that Ralph Lauren and Givenchy and like all these, and Balenciaga, you keep thinking that all of these brands are great and big and like all this stuff. Like you keep thinking that Louis Vuitton is like all of fucking that. And we're going to really get into the nitty-gritty with this fashion shit, because I have a lot to say. As a person who, you know, used to love clothes and used to love fashion and designer and couture, like when you really grow up and wake the fuck up, you see it for the bullshit and the psyop that it is. And I said what the fuck I said. You know, I appreciate what Leon has done for fashion. I think he deserves his flowers. He deserved a lot more when he was here. But he was perfectly fine with being criminally underpaid. He was fine accepting crumbs in exchange for proximity to whiteness. And it didn't pay off. It did not pay off. He should have, again, I don't know the ins and outs of whatever the fuck happened over at Ebony. But I feel like he had a high position. You know what I mean? He had a great position at a magazine. And he was all too happy to go lay up under evil ass Anna Wintour and be her fucking footstool, rather than really use his talents at a place that was giving him the position that he deserved. And he did not leverage his position into higher income. He wanted to have that proximity to whiteness because he thought that whiteness was better. And he sat there for the longest time because he thought, that it's better to be around these fucking white people who don't give a fuck about me than it is to like go out and put in the work and like have more for myself and have more for the community. And of course, like they always do, after they drain you and fuck you over and treat you like shit when you're here, then when you die, they want to, let's give them their flowers when you can't really enjoy them. You're dead now. You can't really enjoy the glory of this Met Gala. Your estate is not getting paid off of this. The money is still going back into the white people's pockets. And all of these coonin' ass, boule ass niggas who are there tonight, still wearing what? White designers in honor of your black ass. Like, the white people are still winning. The black people still, they're doing this in honor of Leon Talley, but he's still not, him or his estate are still not getting their just due when it comes to financial compensation and real, like acknowledgement. This is a fleeting moment in time. And we as black people got to take more responsibility. Again, Kanye with Adidas and a lot of the brands that he has worked with and how they've dogged him out. And we see it with Pharrell, selling his booty hole to LVMH. We see it with Virgil. Virgil started Off-White. Off-White does make, some fly ass pieces, but no, instead of like doing his thing over at Off-White and just being happy that he started a successful luxury fashion brand, what did he want to do? He wanted to go over there and sell his booty hole out to the people at LVMH. Because he thought that LVMH, being the creative director of LVMH or Louis Vuitton, was still better than having his own fucking shit and running his own shit and doing what the fuck he wanted to do. And I get that they're going to say, well, they have access to so many more materials. Nigga, stop it. When it has all come out that all that shit is made in fucking China. How many more materials do you fucking need? You can go to, all this shit is made in fucking China. Like the bullshit and the lies have got to stop. The lies that, they have access to these factories and these, manufacturers and these, no, nigga. Like, they get all that shit made in motherfucking China. And just how they get it made in China, you can get, as you've been doing already, can get your shit made in China. Or maybe you could like actually get some stuff made by like black seamstresses. Maybe you could actually, use real fabrics instead of all this fucking polyester and all this like plastic leather, like, this pleather shit. Like, maybe you can actually change the game. But no, you don't really want to change the game. You just want to sit at the table with people who don't really give a fuck about you. The full episode can be found on Spotify, Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, or iHeartRadio. Links are all in the description.